Here are some examples of problems about solving absolute value equations. Problem 1. Solve the equation absolute value of x minus 25 is equal to 17. First, let's split this equation up into its two possible forms. Either x minus 25 is equal to 17, or x minus 25 is equal to minus 17. On the left equation, we can add 25 to both sides of the equation. The 25's on the left side will cancel, and we'll be left with x is equal to 25 plus 17, which is equal to 42. On the right-hand side, we can do the same. Adding 25 to both sides of the equation, we get x on the left and 25 minus 17 on the right, which is just equal to 8. Now, since this is an absolute value equation, we need to plug in the answers to the original equation to make sure they're correct. First, on the left side, absolute value of 42 minus 25 is equal to absolute value of 17, which equals 17. So that's good. And on the right side, we have absolute value of 8 minus 25 is equal to absolute value of minus 17, which equals 17. So both answers work, and x is equal to 8 or 42. Problem 2. Solve the equation 2 times absolute value of t plus 4 is equal to 48. First, let's simplify this equation, or if we write it out, we have 2 times t plus 4 is equal to 48. We want to be able to split this into two equations, but before we do that, we want to simplify it. So we can divide both sides by 2 here and eliminate the factor of 2 on the left side. So t plus 4 absolute value is equal to 48 over 2, which is equal to 24. Now this equation is easy to deal with. There are two possibilities here. Either t plus 4 is equal to 24, or t plus 4 is equal to minus 24. In the first case, we can subtract 4 from both sides of the equation to find that t equals 24 minus 4, which is equal to 20, since the 4's on the left will cancel. And on the right side, we get t is equal to minus 24 minus 4, which is equal to minus 28. Now let's check to make sure these actually work. If we plug in 20 to the original equation, we have 2 times absolute value of 20 plus 4 on the left side. This is equal to 2 times 24, which equals 48. On the right side, we have 2 times absolute value of t of minus 28 plus 4, and this is equal to 2 times absolute value minus 24, which equals 2 times 24, which is equal to 48. So both of these solutions work. Therefore, t can either be 20 or minus 28. Problem 3. Solve the equation absolute value of 4x plus 3 equals minus 1. You might think that the first step to solving this equation would be to split it up into two equations. We could write this as either 4x plus 3 equals minus 1, or 4x plus 3 is equal to minus 1, which is just 1. Now I'll just solve one of these equations. I'll do the one on the left. So 4x is equal to minus 4 if we subtract 3 from both sides, since minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. And dividing both sides by 4, we get x equals minus 1. However, if we plug this back into the original equation, we see that 4 times minus 1 plus 3, absolute value, is equal to absolute value of minus 4 plus 3, which is equal to absolute value minus 1, which is 1, not minus 1. However, we could have predicted that this would happen. If you look at this equation closely, the original equation, we know that absolute value of anything must be greater than or equal to 0. So how could it possibly be equal to minus 1 for any value of x? If we noticed this earlier, we could tell that x does not have any solutions, even without solving these equations.